Hi guys, it is me, Victoria. Today I wanted to make a video on the topic, can any guy learn to be more dominant? Like if you're shy, if you're scared, if you're introverted, if you're not confident with women, can you learn to be more dominant? Because recently I took this course. I keep saying I'm going to review it for you, but just want to finish a few more of the modules. Sexual dominance escalation course, and it's this guy, Sterling Cooper. He's actually a professional porn star now, slept with over 500 women. So in the intro to his course, he's saying basically the common theme that he's noticed in his 500 women experience, that's impressive, is that they want to be dominated. And when he's saying this, I'm like, that's what I thought. That's what I always thought, but I kind of couldn't be sure since I myself have not slept with 500 women, but just, drawing the patterns. Of course, not every woman wants this, and our sexualities are unique to some degree, but I always sense that, there's just so much evidence, like in popular culture, that these kinky fantasies that women have are so much more prevalent than people let on because, guys, they're hidden deep down in secrecy. Okay, they're like, I just read this book about, it was called Decode Your Kink, and he's a sex therapist who helps people understand, their sexuality, and he's saying it is so hard for people to come to him. A lot of times they just never show up for the appointment because we have such a sex negative culture, so many different ways. We are ashamed for our true sexuality, and kink itself was literally viewed as illegal, for a long time, and also a pathology, like in the DSM of, psychological disorders. It was like, you're sick, you need a psychiatrist, you need to be locked away in the mental asylum. So, it's very recent that, people are kind of coming out of the closet, so to speak, about these desires. So I totally agree with this 500 woman porn star guy that, it's so important. And I see in so many like coaching groups for men, they're kind of saying the same thing, but I feel they're watering it down a little because they are basically saying, you need to embody masculine energy. Okay. Yes. Like, I'm sure that's very good, but it's like, practically speaking, like, what does that mean? And some of the videos I've watched, I'm like, this is so ambiguous. Like, this is so hard. Like, and also just by embodying masculine energy, like, are you really going to have the skills? Do you basically know the kinds of things women want? Do you know, sometimes in deep down, they want to be choked, they want to be pushed up against the wall, they want to be slapped in the face, they want to be, tied up, they want all this kind of stuff. Of course, don't just like push this on a woman because you heard this in my video. You have to work up to this, establish, what they want, read body language, consent, and all of that. But deep down, I'm really hearing this, in so many little ways. And I myself personally experience it as well, this fantasies of domination. Those aren't the only fantasies I experience, but that is a big chunk of them. So the next question is, a lot of guys, I slept with quite a few guys. Let's just say, I don't need to share my number. They did not know how to be physically dominant. They were pretty good in some ways. Maybe they were confident, they were sensual, but very few of them had the confidence to really physically dominate a woman in the bedroom. Then when I did experience that, it was like fireworks in my head, a thrill beyond all thrills. It was so intense that I knew that, this is deep, it's primal, it's big. It's so much better than just your average sex session. That I really think that more men need to know this and they should try it out. Do a little of that and you're unforgettable. You're giving a woman something that she will never forget, can never forget, and needs from you. Really needs, because she has all these secret fantasies in her head. A lot of times, very unconscious. Like in this book I read, Decode Your Kink, he was saying for most people, it's only in that extreme height of passion moment right before orgasm that some piece of their true deepest primal fantasies slips out and they end up shouting something crazy and kinky, like for a guy maybe like you little whore or something like that, or for a girl just like fuck me hard or whatever they're saying. And that's just the tiniest tip of the iceberg of the fantasies. And for me, I know it took me a long time to bring them to conscious awareness, bring them to the surface, because there was so much shame, so much taboo that I didn't feel I could tell anyone. I didn't even want to acknowledge it myself. So it's just one of those things where it's happening, but it's like you don't want to acknowledge it, so you never even acknowledge it to yourself, even though you know it's happening. So when I go back to the original question of, can anyone learn to do it? Do you have to be born with the skill? So some people, they are born with the skill, okay? However, I do think that anyone can learn to do it. Because in this course I just took, the sexual dominance escalation course, he breaks it down so well. I'm like, yeah, just add in this move plus this move plus this move, throw it into your typical sex session, and you're going to get like a huge bang for your buck, if you will. I hate puns, but I think I just made one. So, just throwing a little work up to it, she will love it. Okay, obviously not all women, but a lot of them are going to like it. All right. Let's go back again to the prevalence of 50 Shades of Grey, right? It's a big deal. So I don't know if it's the majority. I think it's the majority from my experience. So yeah, and there's different ways to establish consent and stuff, or just really baby step up to it. But my point remains, it's big. So now, do I think anyone can do it? Yes. So I wrote down a few points I wanted to make. Okay, so first of all, let's say you're a very nerdy guy, you have no sexual experience. Most kinky people are very nerdy, very, very nerdy, because they think about sex deeply. I don't know if it's something deeper than that. Maybe like intelligent people have more kinks, but or maybe they feel free to explore them because they're not focused on just conformity. But yeah, so if you're nerdy, you're in good company, because most kinky guys are nerdy. Number two, it's a matter of learning moves and having someone teach you. Like I said, this course, it's not hard. I mean, I was thinking, wow, if I ever need to dominate someone, like I'll be able to do it, because he kind of broke it down so well. Like I could incorporate this. And when I was a stripper, I think I should have incorporated it into the lap dances and stuff, because I've seen some strippers who do, maybe they're more naturally dominant. They did it to me in lap dance, and I was like, whoa, this is fun, this is hot, this is cool. So I should have done it to girls and guys. Anyway, then in my experience dating, there were lots of guys who were nerdy, who were introverted, who were shy, who were inexperienced. And I kind of was just hoping deep down, just like, come on, guy. Like, you can do that. I was totally willing to see them in a sexual light if they had only manned up, been a little bit more dominant, known a few of these tricks on how to be more physically dominant. So the point is, yes, like I could totally see one of these guys, even if he wasn't naturally this way, in a sexual light, wanted to be sexual with him if he had only stepped it up a little bit. Because I have another point in here, which is that somehow it makes it even hotter, I think, in a weird, like humiliating way, to have some sort of like wimpy guy like bossing you around because it shows he's even more powerful. It's like that chihuahua who's the head of the pack, the dog pack, okay? It's like there's something cool about that. It's like, damn, this guy is not going to get pushed around even by guys 20 times his size. He's dominating them. So, yeah. So, no, I don't think it's a problem if you're not a Chad or whatever. You don't have perfect bone structure and you're not like tall, because this can 100%, I swear to you, make up for it. I really think that women crave this fantasy so bad that they're kind of looking for opportunities to take it with whoever. They know they can't be choosy because these Chads or whatever, they don't do it, okay? They kind of have this asshole-ish tendencies where they're selfish, and women tend to like that in a way in the bedroom a lot of time because it kind of mimics domination. It kind of mimics like being this selfish like asshole, which they kind of want to feel like used and controlled like that. But they don't really know how to do much. So if you learn this stuff and if you can do it, you're going to be ahead of like 99% of all chats. I swear to you. I've slept with a lot of chats, let's just say that. And they are nothing like special in bed. There's nothing they do better that someone who's less attractive couldn't do or couldn't do better. The looks have nothing to do with their performance in bed. They can be just as boring as other people. So yes, I do think it is possible to learn. However, are you going to really be able to truly understand the fantasies of a submissive woman if you don't have the corresponding dominant compatible kink? I'm not sure. But you can definitely be the service top and do it for her pleasure and have her explain it to you. But make sure to understand your own sexuality, what you like as well. But that's a topic for another video. So in conclusion, I do think anyone can learn to be dominant or more dominant, no matter how lame you feel you are. I don't know if that's offensive, but let's hope not. Anyway, guys, I am doing a Q&A for the first time tonight with the Fearless Man. I hope it goes well because I have public speaking anxiety. I've had some pretty bad experiences lately where I just blank and the anxiety symptoms take over. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But if it doesn't happen, then I am super looking forward to just talking to you guys. Like, I hope it can be more like a discussion than a Q&A because I like to hear your points of view as well. I'm not the expert. I'm not a man. I'm not a dating expert. I'm not a dating coach. Normal person. Well, I don't know how normal, but anyway. All right, guys, comment down below. What do you think? Okay, bye.